Welcome back to the grand final of the Goon multiplayer spectacular. Sydin as the Komodo Fujiwara versus Yukitsu as the Kamakura Minamoto. This is the deciding battle. Both parties are 1-all. We'll get to see who takes home the grand prize tonight. Now, Sydin is using a significantly more quality-heavy army than previously. A large mix-up from before. 2 Naginata Warrior Monks, 2 Naginata Levy. 3 Naginata Levy, his Tetsubo Warrior Monk heroes, 1 Mounted Samurai, and 2 Mounted Naginata. On the other hand, Yukitsu is going for a much more traditional style of force that he's used to great effect throughout this entire tournament, with 3 sword attendants, as we can see, a Foot Samurai unit, 2 Foot Samurai units, is Naginata Warrior Monk hero, 2 Naginata Levy, and a Mounted Naginata. Immediately, Sydin has burst out for the Sword Dojo and the Farmhouse, if I can find it, with the objective of seizing them before Yukitsu's less mobile forces are able to contest it. Now, Yukitsu's not having any of that and is sending his general out immediately to harass. However, Sydin does have his Mounted Samurai, who are going to continue to counter-harass and hopefully keep Yukitsu's forces at bay. We'll see how this goes. He's dismounted his Mounted Naginata with the intent of capturing the Sword Dojo. With any luck, this should put him in a commanding early position. He's definitely got the pressure on. Where Sydin lacks pressure is that he just has very few ground forces. 2 Naginata Levy and 2 Naginata Warrior Monks just isn't going to stand up against the sheer number of ground troops that Yukitsu has. Sydin has to be very careful to leverage his particular advantages. Otherwise, he's just simply going to get ground into dust. Now, this is a bad idea. He should be mounting these Naginata up right away, because what is going to happen is that these horsemen of Yukitsu are going to charge in and scatter these particular horses. As you can see, boom, there they go. And now that entire unit has been reduced to basically a 1/3 strength Naginata attendant unit. And that's really crippling for Sydin, because Sydin absolutely needs all of his cavalry in order to be able to do damage to this many troops. He needs a chain route, he needs the ability to lock down Yukitsu's general, or to force Yukitsu to make dangerous plays. Yukitsu doesn't have a whole lot of ranged firepower. The 2-foot samurai are incredibly powerful, but so are the mounted samurai. Unfortunately, they won't stand up in a straight fight like this, so he's going to need to be using them more to pick off at the sides. Sword attendants have quite low armor, as do these Naginata Levy, so he really needs to be having these mounted samurai around the side, doing damage, and then able to charge home when the moment strikes. Having this attack and fall back repeatedly isn't really working for him. He's also got pretty poor ground. As you can see, while he has captured the farmhouse, and he's remounting these Naginata, and the Sword Dojo, this hill is horrible for engagement. He really needs to be falling back into the town proper, where although he has reduced numbers, the inability to form a battle line inside this town is to his advantage, because he has quality troops which are difficult to encircle by superior numbers based on this broken terrain, while Yukitsu really wants an open terrain fight, and it looks like Sydin's going to give him an open terrain fight. So with any luck, Sydin's should be able to smash through this Naginata Levy, especially with his Tetsubos with Banzai rocking, and that's them gone on the middle there. But there's still a lot more damage going on here. These mounted Naginata, it's about the best possible use for them is to try to hold down the flank. Probably sending the monks as well wasn't entirely necessary, and as you can see, Yukitsu is bringing in his cavalry to great effect. He's putting huge pressure on, taking his numbers advantage, and really ramming it home. And Sydin's cavalry are nowhere to be seen. Oh, here comes some of the mounted Naginata, but is it going to be too little, too late perhaps? You can see that we got Banzai and Hold Firm up on these sword attendants, and that's just fantastic. Yukitsu's gone for the immobile battle line that will not break. With those two abilities stacked together, there's basically no way he's breaking them for the duration, and that's real problems for Sydin. As we can see, with the enemy cavalry running around behind his lines, the Levy just don't want to be in the fight, and now he's really lacking mass. We can see straight away he's got chain route, the center is basically collapsed. The Tetsubos will hold for a little bit, but there's no way that the Tetsubos are going to be able to hold against this many troops. And down on the right-hand side here, we see that For the price of a Sword Attendant and Naginata Levy, he tied up a full unit of Warrior Monks, and both of Sydin's mounted Naginata, Koku for Koku. This side held incredibly well and is really responsible for this center line collapsing as hard as it has. We can see that the Tetsubos are fighting very hard and taking the enemy with them, but it's just not going to be enough. There's simply too much. And there goes Sydin's general, and there's basically no hope of coming back. Even with the buildings, he was just simply swept from the field. Not a snowball's chance in hell. He met Yukitsu on Yukitsu's terms, on Yukitsu's favorite ground, and he paid the price for it. Nevertheless, a fantastic game from both players. We know they're all quality all the way through. We've seen them both perform exceptionally well all throughout this tournament, and it's amazing how well everyone has done. I want to thank everyone for watching this, everyone who competed and made this particular event possible. I want to thank Yukitsu for his first place finish. Congratulations, you have won the Goon Multiplayer Spectacular. I want to thank Sydin, second place. You did amazing. You were definitely, I thought you had it, honestly. I thought you had it after that second fight, but nevertheless, these things all come down to just the tiniest mistakes on the day. Scotch DK, third place. Cannot possibly argue with that. And for everyone else who competed, magnificent job. I'm absolutely honored to have been able to broadcast this, and everyone who watched, thank you. Well, that's it. I'll see you next time.